Well, hello my chums, and welcome to Teens Bake with Arlington County Library. Today we are going to make chive popovers. When I first realized I had to make a baking video, I texted my sister to ask, what can I bake really well? And she texted back, I didn't know you could bake, I just thought you enjoyed making a mess. Which is rude. But then she followed it up with, those chive popovers were actually really tasty. And she's right, they were tasty. So we're going to make them together today. I got the recipe from the Back in the Day Bakery Cookbook, which you can borrow from the Arlington Public Library. And our first step is to preheat the oven to 450 degrees, which is a little hotter than you bake most things. So I preheated my oven, and now we are going to take our muffin tin that's totally empty, and we're going to stick it in the oven. Ta-da! Maybe if we check, popovers will just appear? Nope. What we're actually doing is we're preheating the pan so that once we add the batter, it'll start to puff up immediately. So now we're just gonna finely chop some chives. The recipe says finely, but I kinda like mine a little bit chunky. It also calls for 2 tablespoons, but I really like chives, so I add a little bit extra. After you set your chives aside, you're gonna put your 3 eggs in a bowl, which are absolutely at room temperature. We did not forget to take those out of the fridge earlier, but I totally remembered, so we're all good. So you're gonna add your 3 eggs in a bowl and your 1.5 cups of milk. And you are gonna whisk like the world is ending for about 1 full minute. Now that you have whisked furiously for a full minute and you feel like you might have damaged some arm muscles, you're going to notice that it has this nice frothy layer of bubbles on top, kind of like a really nice Starbucks drink. All right, so next you're going to take your 1.25 teaspoons of salt. So the recipe calls for flaky sea salt, and I somehow magically found this in the cabinet and I don't remember buying it. But it appeared, so we're going to use it. If you don't have sea salt, that's okay, you can use normal salt. So you're gonna add your salt to 1.5 cups of flour. There we go. And then that mixture of flour and salt, you're gonna dump into your egg and milk mixture. You're gonna do it gently because you don't wanna knock out all that air that you just worked so hard to put in. All right, so instead of whisking, now you're just gonna stir ever so gently. And it's gonna look really gross and lumpy, and that is okay. It does not look edible yet, but it will at some point. Once you've mixed in the flour, it should still look kind of gross and gloppy. You're gonna add your chives and your cheese. So there we go, and we're just gonna dump them in, and again, just stir really gently. Just enough so it's mixed in, because again, you worked so hard putting all that air in, you do not wanna knock it out now. All right, now that you have your lumpy batter, we're gonna take that hot pan out of the oven. And it is time to grease this bad boy. You might wanna put a dish towel on your counter so the hot pan doesn't wreck it. When you grease the pan, be super generous. This is not the time to be delicate because you don't want these to stick. Next, we're gonna fill those muffin cups with your batter. I'm gonna use a clean measuring cup just to help scoop it because it's a little too runny for a spoon. All right, so we have filled our muffin cups, and you might notice I have 2 that are empty because I filled mine a little too full and I ran out, but that's okay. We're gonna put these in our oven that's at 450 still, and we're gonna bake for 15 minutes. All right, so 15 minutes, and this is a great time to get butter ready, get your plates out, or you could clean the kitchen. I'm not really one for cleaning the kitchen, so I'm gonna ignore that step. So they're puffing up nicely. They've been in for just about 15 minutes, and as soon as oh, there it goes. We're gonna lower the temperature to 350, and we're gonna bake for up to 25 more minutes. I find mine don't take nearly that long, so just whenever they're golden brown. All right, it is time to take these puppies out of the oven. Should we see what we have? Oh, look at those guys. All right, your next step is you're gonna wanna poke a little hole in each one of them to release the steam so they don't deflate and get really sad and small looking. So we're just gonna give each one a little stab. There we go. All right, my friends, it has been a wonderful journey and we have reached the end. This is the best part, eating the popovers. Would anyone like one? Haha, just kidding. I'm eating them all myself. That looks fantastic. Have you slathered your popovers in butter and eaten them all and are now wondering what's next? You can check out more things to bake and cookbooks and other fun programs at the library website at library.arlingtonva.us. Have fun!